Gold Rush Rick Ness dream hit with devastating news with the return of Gold Rush, which is entering season 15. Rick Ness returned with a new goal. However, he recently faced a setback after receiving some disappointing news. This comes out after the TV personality took a hiatus from the show. Ness recently took a hiatus from the show due to financial issues and the loss of his mother. However, since his return in season 14, Ness is once again tackling his mining goals. With his return to the show, Ness has shared the goal of mining 1,500 ounces. In addition, he's also close to his ambition of owning land. In particular, he was interested in making a claim to Duncan Creek. As previously reported, Duncan Creek could have a large supply of uncovered gold. In particular, at the time, Ness shared the belief that a glacier-impacted moraine could have trapped washed-down gold in the area. It was especially hoped the creek could be the solution to financial issues Ness has facing around this time. All the while, it seemed like Ness' goals were within reach. He was able to build up an impressive crew and obtain high-quality equipment, such as a new 750 excavator. Ness' plans for Duncan Creek especially seemed within reach. This was despite contributing 450 ounces on gold for the purchase, meaning he was more than half of what he needed to obtain his goal. This purchase could have yielded a great potential return due to the high gold prices. However, things did not go as planned. The area's landlord, Troy Taylor, informed Ness that a needed water license had not been secured for approval for the upcoming season. This could delay plans to mine the area, risking Ness investments. A clip of the scene had been uploaded to Instagram. At the time, it questioned what this could mean for Ness. As the caption shared, "What would you do if you were Rick?" With the water rights to Raleigh Valley in question, should Rick continue mining? As noted by monsters and critics, the issue highlights the issues that impact those who work in the mining industry. Things such as licenses or even the environment can make investments a huge risk for investors. That said, as the season unfolds, viewers will see if Ness can rise above this setback and ultimately save his investment. Fans are already starting to worry about Ness with the new season. As previously reported, fans especially took note in his change of appearance, causing some to worry about the TV personality's health. Have you been following Rick Ness' story on Gold Rush? Make sure you come back to TV Shows Ace for all the latest TV and celebrity news. Gold Rush Rick Ness dream hit with devastating news. Rick Ness is a name that's become synonymous with the rugged and perilous world of gold mining in Alaska. As one of the more prominent faces on the Discovery Channel's Gold Rush, Ness has built a reputation as a man willing to risk it all for the dream of striking it rich in the unforgiving wilds of the North. However, his story isn't just one of gold and machines. It's also about ambition, setbacks, and the harsh reality of pursuing a dream that may be far more elusive than it seems. In the latest season of Gold Rush, Rick Ness is poised for a moment of triumph. After years of hard work, setbacks, and trying to establish his own mining operation apart from Todd Hoffman's crew, he's finally seeing his labor pay off. With his own team and the confidence gained from his previous years of experience, he's heading toward what could be his dream hit, a discovery that would make his name legendary in the world of gold mining. But just as he's on the verge of realizing that dream, the kind of news that can shatter a man's world arrives, threatening to derail everything he's worked for. The dream. Gold Rush Rick Ness entered the world of gold mining with the dream of building something of his own, a legacy he could be proud of. After years of working as a heavy machinery operator for Todd Hoffman, Rick set out to start his own crew. Initially, he struggled to find his footing. Mining is a brutal, unforgiving business where success often seems like a stroke of luck, and failure can come with devastating consequences. However, Rick's resilience paid off. His determination to succeed, his hands-on expertise, and his passion for mining earned him respect both from his peers and from viewers of the show. He wasn't just a miner, he was a craftsman, a man who knew how to get the best out of his team and machines. By the end of his first few seasons, he had established a reputation as someone who could overcome the odds. But Rick wasn't in it just for the gold. There was something deeper driving him. Like many miners, he had a vision, a dream of striking it rich and proving that, with the right amount of grit and effort, anyone could succeed in a business where so many failed. And now, after years of blood, sweat, and tears, it looked like that dream was finally within his reach. Had hit a streak of luck. Alaska, a location that had yielded solid results in previous seasons. This year, however, something felt different. The gold was flowing, the machinery was running smoothly, and morale was at an all-time high. They were on track for a big payout, a payout that could not only change the course of the season, but could also transform Rick's future in mining. The crew's hard work was starting to show impressive results, and they had a real chance to break into the kind of gold yields that would set them apart from others in the field. After all the struggles, sleepless nights, and financial pressure, Rick was beginning to feel like this could be the big one, a dream hit that would finally validate everything he had sacrificed. With the help of his seasoned crew, including seasoned experts like his foreman, Freddie Dodge, and his equipment operator, Darryl, Rick began to believe that this could be the moment that defined his career. The success of his operation rested on more than just the physical gold beneath the ground. It depended on the relationships he had built, the faith his team had in him, and the resources he had accumulated over the years. His entire strategy was starting to click. They were finally poised for the big payoff. The devastating news just, when everything seemed to be coming together, Rick received a call that would change the trajectory of his life. The news wasn't about the quality of the gold they were pulling out of the ground, nor about any technical setbacks or equipment failures. It was far worse. Rick's beloved father, the man who had inspired his work ethic and shared his dreams of success in the gold fields, had fallen critically ill. The severity of the situation was made clear when Rick's family urged him to return home immediately. The phone call felt surreal, a gut punch that left him reeling. For Rick, family has always been a cornerstone of his life. His father had taught him how to work hard, how to keep moving forward, no matter how tough the circumstances. The idea of losing him during what could be the peak of his career was devastating. The timing couldn't have been worse. With his operation finally running smoothly, and with so much at stake, Rick was faced with an impossible decision. Stay and risk losing everything he had worked for, or leave to be by his father's side and watch his dreams slip away. In moments like these, when personal and professional lives collide, the weight of the decision is more than just about logistics. It becomes a matter of heart. The Fallotric chose to head home, despite the challenges that would surely follow. He knew that his father's health took precedence over everything, but leaving the operation behind created a ripple effect that affected everyone on his crew. The team would need to carry on without him, something they were capable of, but which still created a huge sense of loss. As Rick made his way back home, the reality of the situation started to sink in. Would his crew be able to keep the momentum going without his leadership? Could he return to the mine once his personal crisis had been addressed? Or would the dream of striking it rich be buried alongside the gold? The emotional turmoil of Rick's decision weighed heavily on him. While he knew his crew was strong and could keep things running, it was clear that the heart of the operation had been his vision. His absence left a gaping hole, both in terms of leadership and spirit. The crushing reality of potentially losing both his father and the opportunity he had worked so hard for made everything feel uncertain. A family man struggling, the episodes following the news. Viewers watched as Rick navigated the anguish of his situation. For many fans, it was clear that this wasn't just a man's career in jeopardy, it was his entire life. The gold rush wasn't just about the physical gold in the ground. It was about the relationships forged, the hardships endured, and the strength found when faced with the most difficult of circumstances. In a more private, off-screen world, Rick shared with viewers how difficult it was to keep a balance between his ambitions and the emotional turmoil he faced. In interviews and behind-the-scenes footage, the pressure of juggling a dream that could change everything with the deep responsibility to his family became overwhelming. The emotional roller coaster took a toll on him, but it also brought a new depth to his character. The show was no longer just about gold. It was about the human experience, the sacrifices we make for the ones we love. The return as the season progressed, Rick's story took a turn toward resilience. While the dream hit had been interrupted, it wasn't necessarily lost. He returned to the mining operation once his father's health stabilized, but not without significant changes. The crew had managed to keep things running while he was away, but the gold was slower to come in than before. Rick's faith in his